Hey, we're back on Good Morning Football. We are thrilled now to have two members of the Colts organization joining us. First is Vice Chair and owner Kalen Jackson, along with veteran Kenny Moore, the second, joining us today. Friends of our show, have to talk all thing Colts, both on the field and off the field. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Awesome. So the Colts, as we know, have a wonderful initiative called Kicking the Stigma. You can see it's on Kenny's shirt there, which we're all excited to hear about. But let's cover Colts camp first, and then we're going to take it to Kicking the Stigma. I think you can both speak to this. Kalen, first, as a family, as a Colts fan, and, you know, knowing Indianapolis as well as you do, how thrilling was it to see Anthony Richardson back on the field, back in game action for the first time since his injury last weekend?
It was so exciting. And I think, you know, when something like that happens, you count down the days and, you know, him more than anyone was waiting to get back out there. But he looks great. And I know everyone's excited to have him back in the locker room as well. I mean, he was a leader even when he was on the sideline. And so for him to be able to be back out in the field is so exciting. I know the guys are pumped. I think like many, like Kenny, we're glad to have Kenny back and so many guys back. It's a young team, and I think there's just a lot to be excited about.
Kenny, you've become one of the faces of the Colts. It's so great to have you here on the show today. And you had a really cool interception last weekend, one of those tip drill types. I know it's just the preseason, but it still has to get the blood going here. Can you take us through that play and how cool it was to get the defense going?
I mean, even if it doesn't count, it still counts. The confidence, the momentum, the hype and joy on the sideline. You know, I'm in man-to-man coverage, and I see the back. He's leaking out of the backfield, trying to get a first down. He's bobbling the ball, and I just did my best to secure it first. And obviously, I'm trying to get up and go. So it was good to have that type of momentum for the team. And obviously, we had a couple more.
Well, a question for both of you. You look at your phone right now in August, you turn on the TV, and it's just Texans, 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 Texans everywhere. Oh, my goodness, so much Houston Texans. Everybody loves the Texans. Interestingly enough, the schedule makers showed zero chill and has Colts-Texans week 1. Week 1, my friends, at home for you. So how do you feel about this? It's a long-time in-division rival, but you've got C.J. Stroud, Anthony Richardson. Things are going in new directions for both teams. What's the state of the Colts-Texans rivalry right now? Because you're going to see them in a few weeks.
You want to take it, Kenny?
Sure. It's a football game in me. It's week 1. It's a football game. It's home, ready to go. I don't really look at it as, you know, we're going back and forth. I just see it as a football game. It's just as important as week 2 and all the other games. So it's a week for me to prepare and get ready for, and I'm feeling very opportunistic.
Well,
yeah, I mean, I think for us, it's week 1, like you said, but I think it's exciting. I mean, it's an exciting time for the league. Like, we have a young team, like I said, but it's fun to see these young quarterbacks, you know, making their way. And I know that, you know, AR and CJ have a good relationship, so I think it'll be a fun game. Obviously, we hope that we come out on top.
Yeah. Yeah, and Kalen, there's another game being played off the field, and, you know, Kicking the Stigma is a crucial initiative. Now, how does it help raise awareness about mental health and work to eliminate the stigma that is so often, you know, surrounding mental health disorders?
Yeah, so we started this initiative in 2020. Ironically, we had plans started it before COVID hit, and then, as we all know, the issue became that more concerning for everyone. And for us, it's something that's a personal issue for us. You know, we've lived experience with it. With my dad and with myself, I've lived with anxiety my whole life. And we talk very openly about it. And that was kind of the way we began, which is this shouldn't be something that is in the dark anymore. It should be out in the open. This should be something that is talked about. And we really put resources toward equitable access to resources, peer-to-peer resources, awareness and stigma, obviously. But the really exciting thing in the last 2 years is we've had a week at camp where we are focusing on it with our players. And we've chosen it to be the week that we've been in joint practices. So last year it was with the Bears. This year it's with the Cardinals. And it's just been a really wonderful thing to see those teams come alongside us and support this initiative with us because they see how important it is as well. So as you said, Kenny's wearing our version of the shirt, and this is the version of the Cardinals shirt. They'll be wearing them pregame, cool. And the coaches will be wearing them in practice this week. And it's just a way to show people that you're not alone, to show people that you can redefine masculinity in a lot of ways, and that masculinity doesn't have to be not being open and being vulnerable about things you're going through. So just really wonderful to be able to have the support of other teams and be able to do this together. And yesterday we actually had Brian Dawkins come in and speak with the team. I led a conversation with him, with the team, and it was super impactful and powerful. His message is so strong, and his ability to be open about what his struggles were, I think, was really impactful for the team.
That's one of the most ferocious players on the field. So for him to come out and show that vulnerability is so important for the players to see. We had Solomon Thomas on our show last week speaking similarly about, you see me as this Greek god and this statue physically, but you don't know what I've been going through, and it's okay to talk about it. Kenny, you're an active player in the league, one of the leaders of the league, and truly a leader in that Colts locker room. How often are those conversations being had, and what can we do at home to help, I guess, remove the stigma, but also, really lean into mental health is just health?
I think, being on a team full of players, you have certain guys that you like to talk to, and I think that's the same way how it is in life. You have certain family members, you have certain friends outside of football that you like to, go and talk to and be open with. Teammates that you trust, teammates that you've been in battle with, teammates who have been in similar situations as you. You do your best to give, certain advice or just a helping hand, just being a good listener. Those are the people that I like to talk to. So I have a couple in the locker room. Those talks, I wouldn't say happen all the time, but I think whenever they do happen, it's always perfect timing.
Just knowing that those people are available to you, Kenny, though, is truly what's important. You guys are doing awesome stuff because people go to football because they love it. They need an escape. But to know that they also have a place where if you're sitting on the couch with somebody and you can have those conversations, Kenny, like you do in the locker room, I think it's good for people to know that. Before we let you go, Kenny, you brought some joy to people this summer close to you, but also when you shared this video of you surprising your mom with a new house. Oh, it's your favorite. What was this like for you?
It's so good.
I honestly can't even describe, just watching this video again. I haven't watched it in a little while, but just seeing the emotions that my mother had. I'm very similar to my mother, so I really didn't know how she would respond in this manner. However, in the video, I thought she was going to run out of the front door.
Look at her.
But just seeing her and talking to her now, just asking about the house, it just seems like she's in paradise each day. And it's a dream come true for me. It's always been a purpose of mine and a journey and a good situation to go out and work my hardest to be able to give my mom, some happy days.
Man, it's so special. He told me he was doing it before he did it, and I was like, I can't wait to see the video.
I know.
It's like, what a special, cool thing.
You pull off a surprise very well because it seems like you made her get all the way into this house, and then you told her it was hers?
Right. So in May, so at the beginning of this year, my mother, she was looking at houses and everything, and I had to come up on free agency, so I had a lot on my plate. So I was like, Mom, let me just focus on ball, focus on work. And so, we get back to the Colts, and in May, she ended up looking at this house. And so on a listing, it didn't have many pictures. And so I said, yeah, you can go and visit this house with a realtor. She did. I went and played basketball at Butler with some of the guys. Don't tell Kalen.
Sorry, sign your deal.
And so she was blowing my phone up, the realtor, and so I said, let me get back with you, yada, yada, yada. So I told the realtor we can go ahead and do it. However, my sisters, I have 6 sisters, they don't live in Valdosta. I wanted to make this moment very special for my mother. I wanted to make this moment special for my family. And so every year I host a camp back at home. And this weekend, the weekend that we had it, my entire family was there. My sisters were there. And so we just came up with a plan to surprise her. I told her, you know, the weekend at the camp, you know, we can start by looking at houses. And so she said, okay. And so we went around town. This house ended up, you know, being available, and everybody was inside, and we surprised her.
Oh my gosh. Kalen, you look so proud
awesome.
of Kenny to have him in your organization. You guys should both be proud of what you're doing with Kicking the Stigma. Truly, two wonderful members of the Colts organization coming on our show. We appreciate you guys so much. Kicking the Stigma, everybody. That is Kenny Moore II's mom and the house he bought her this summer. So great. So great. We'll be right back.
That's the moment.